welcome to another episode of the Tipped Balls podcast. I am your host, Sam Randazzo, and I am joined today by my two pretty rad co-hosts. To my right, it is the one and only Uncle Sam.
Hello.
And behind the board, making a sound pretty angry today. It
Looks
is
like he's taking a dump right now. Look at him.
Bruce.
I'm currently trying to think of, you just call this rad.
Yeah,
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
it's Bruce.
Cool beans.
Tugboat.
Bruce the tugboat.
Venditti.
What's going on?
Tucker nuts.
Fire the cannons, baby.
Tucker
Fire the
nuts.
cannons. Buccaneers, undefeated, perfect season coming up. Anyways.
Yeah, now he's looking like he's taking a shit.
Now you look like you're taking it.
Now it look like I'm concentrating hard there.
Okay.
Couple
So as always, let's start off with the news. There isn't any.
Yeah.
Nothing has happened. We still don't know anything about Deshaun Watson.
I mean, Heinz Field got bought out.
Oh, yeah, Heinz Field. Their name changed to, it was some Michigan-based insurance group.
Yeah.
Look it up. Look it up real
Actually,
quick.
kind of cool.
What?
It's kind of cool. Kidding me, dude. Why would the Heinz people not re-up? I don't.
I mean,
get
that was just
Why-
the
why?
dumbest
This is the
shit.
bottle coming down. They took.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they took the giant Heinz bottle off.
I mean, it's so stupid, man.
know.
They own the fucking team.
What's the name of it?
They own the team.
We have a new name.
It starts with an A.
I'll just look up Heinz Field new name.
Yeah, maybe that's a good idea.
Well, I thought it would be in a news report.
But anyways, you want to know one thing that I thought was weird? There's so many, like,
What? The
why wouldn't Hershey jump on that?
I don't know. You know what?
Can you pronounce that?
Let me see it again. Acusure Stadium.
What the hell is that?
Heinz Field will now be known as Acusure
That is
Stadium.
so beat.
A financial
I'm gonna
technology
be honest
company.
with you, dude.
Something like that. Some
I hate
bullshit.
when they rename stadiums. I love Tiger Stadium. And when they made it Comerica Park, which it still is, and I don't even know why, because they moved their fucking base out of Michigan. I don't even know why it's named Comerica.
Yeah,
what
but
happened to
because
Tiger
the name of their brand is on the front.
Ford Field? I get it.
It's poop.
The Fords built it.
But
I
see,
get it. They're the
those have
owner.
a good ring to them. Comerica
Yeah.
Park has a good ring to it.
It's not
Yeah, but
bad.
Tiger
Ford Field
Stadium-
has a good ring
You
to
don't
it.
miss Tiger Stadium, dude.
I
Big stadium.
I call
Tiger
Comerica
Bruce wasn't
Tiger-
even born when the Tigers played at Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, but growing up with my dad saying Tiger Stadium all the time, I call Comerica Tiger Stadium all the time now.
So, okay. Like, here's one that was terrible. The Staples
that
Center.
makes no sense.
Hold on.
Staples Center.
Staples Center is one of the most legendary
And it's
buildings
Staples
ever.
Center forever.
And now it's the Crypto.com Arena.
That's just disgusting. Too.
Fucking horrible.
When you know it's going to go bad is when Boston Garden changes their name.
It's the
Then you might
TD
as well-
Garden.
What?
It's the TD Garden.
It's not Boston Garden no
No,
more?
it's TD Garden. But I don't think that's that
Jesus
bad.
Christ.
That one's not bad.
I mean,
It's Boston. It's in Boston.
Yeah, but TD Bank started in Boston. TD
Christ.
Garden. That one I don't
Okay.
mind.
Oh,
Or
that's
like,
not bad.
Okay, you know which one I don't like? AT&T Stadium. The Cowboys one should be something Cowboys, something Texas, something like,
It used to be Texas Stadium.
right. That should still be Texas Stadium. God knows how many billions AT&T paid Jerry Jones for that
I'm
one.
sure
but,
they did.
Or like Gillette Stadium. I don't mind Gillette Stadium.
No, I don't mind that because
No.
you know it's been Gillette
just
Stadium
works.
for as long as I can remember.
Acusure Stadium
Yeah.
or
Acupuncture Stadium.
Acupuncture
Yeah.
Stadium. No, that
I
don't
need
work.
that. I need that after seeing that name.
Other than that, you got any news? Or I mean, there really hasn't
I mean,
been
there really
anything.
isn't much out there right
Yeah,
now.
no.
I mean, a lot of predictions coming out right now. A lot of, I think there's more fantasy talk than anything going on right now. Fantasy is blowing up with the mock drafts, and I can't believe it. I can't believe how it's blowing up.
So until training camp starts and we have something newsworthy to actually talk about, we're doing fantasy, period. At the end of the day, if you are a football fan and you aren't either over the age of 75 or
Yeah.
technologically inept, shout out to No Football Gary, you play fantasy football. So
Gary B.
that's what we're going to come at you guys with. Last week we did this or that, and I loved that. And I got a ton of good feedback on it. Some people disagreed. A lot of people agreed with the stuff that the picks we made. Like, and then I went ahead and posted all of them on our Instagram story. Mike Evans versus Deebo Samuel is a 50-50 split. People are conflicted about this stuff. You know what I mean?
Pretty sure I voted for Mike Evans.
I like
did
Mike
I.
Evans, but I think a healthy Chris Godwin is going to get the majority of the hammer.
All right.
I
Well,
really do. That's my opinion, but
and that's the beauty of fantasy football is
yes.
everybody can have their opinion. And none of us know if we're right or not until, 6 months from now. So
Right.
True.
we're going to get deep into the fantasy over the next couple of weeks till training camp starts. And then after that, I mean, from here until the not the Super Bowl, but from here until the playoffs, we are going to incorporate a big portion of the show into fantasy football because it is something that we all love, enjoy, and know. Well, me and Bruce know quite a bit about. You're a washed up has-been these days.
Yeah, I know.
Is what it is.
Everybody
Dak
says
Prescott.
that.
Dak Prescott.
Dak
He's going to hit you with that every time.
Today-
That won't fucking happen again.
Today, I want to talk about some of the positional groups for some of the teams that really, really have question marks for us. Are we just doing some self-grooming mid-show now?
Oh, that is well heard on the podcast right now.
You can hear me combing it?
Yeah.
Really?
Your
They're
volume
good
was
mics, man.
spiking like a motherfucker.
Do you have a beer? Did you grab a beer today?
No, I didn't.
You want to grab a beer real quick here?
No, I don't want one. That's fine. I'm good.
What do you mean you don't want one?
I'm good. I don't feel like it today.
I think
I'm
you
not
need-
feeling
you
it
need
right now.
one.
I'm not
Well,
feeling
once
it.
you have your first, you'll start feeling it a little bit.
No,
That's
I'm not
true.
feeling it.
He's got a
I'm good.
point.
I'm good right now.
So I was thinking about doing this by conference, like we talked about all the AFC teams or the NFC teams. I'm going to start with NFC teams and go from there because I have questions all
Conference
around
were
the
you
board.
starting with?
I want to talk about, first and foremost, we're going to start with NFC because I want to talk about your favorite team and your favorite head coach.
My favorite team, the Detroit Lions.
No, your favorite head coach.
If you even say the Seattle Seahawks, I'm just going to puke right here.
No, we are. We are indeed going to start talking about the Seattle Seahawks because I was trying to mock draft over the weekend, okay? And obviously, DK Metcalf was a great receiver with Russell Wilson. Truly a monster of a man, elite, fast, strong, the complete package, right? Currently, he is being drafted as wide receiver 15.
Overall,
Wide receiver 15, not ADP 15, wide receiver 15. And I noticed myself passing on him in every single mock draft because he was going near his ADP, right? He was going as a wide receiver 15,
In my mock, he was low as fuck.
which puts him as a high-end wide receiver 2.
correct.
And I
seen that
noticed
too.
myself passing on him every single time. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, why? You have somebody who is coming off of a very good year, who is, if you look at him, is an actual Adonis, and he looks like he was literally hand sculpted to play football. He's the perfect wide receiver. Why am I finding myself passing on him constantly? That's the first question I'm going to ask. And number 2, Tyler Lockett is currently going as wide receiver 54. And I'm sitting here
that's-
thinking to myself, how is there that much separation there? Tyler Lockett's been great for a lot of years. I don't know. I can't take DK Metcalf. I can't.
There's no quarterback.
If you're a quarterback
Solidify that.
on the Seattle Seahawks, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this,
It's Drew Lock
if you're,
and Geno Smith.
who do you trust better?
Between Drew Lock and Geno Smith?
No, between Metcalf and Lockett, who would you trust more? Being a
Trust?
quarterback,
Trust as
Correct.
a quarterback, Tyler Lockett.
I would too. I would.
Tyler
too.
Lockett?
Here's the thing
Yeah.
about DJ
Yeah.
Metcalf that we've seen a
Hold
little
on.
bit of it.
We're gonna get this out of the way now. His name is not DJ Metcalf.
Whatever.
It's DK Metcalf. Justin
DK,
Herbert.
DJ, whatever your name is.
Herbert.
DK back. Here's the thing about Metcalf that I don't like. There's a maturity level there that just doesn't seem to come out with him. He acts like a spoiled baby sometimes. He's uncontrollable. He loses his cool. I don't like that about a player, especially a receiver. When they start being the Adonis in the room and I just don't like that. It takes away from their game. And that's been happening with him. And a lot of people don't see it. I watched Terrell Owens go through it. I watched Ocho Cinco go through it. I've watched all these Beckham Jr. go through it. They think they're bigger than the game. Antonio Brown. And once they start these antics, it takes away from their game. And I think it tarnishes them. I see Metcalf being the same way as these other guys. Are those other guys elite? Absolutely. But once that ego starts to get in the way of things, it ruins their
He's
game.
headed down that road? Because I don't think he's necessarily.
Oh, no. I've seen it a couple of times last year when they actually had to sit him down just for him to contain himself. That's not good. That's not good. You're a pro. You should be able to contain yourself at all times.
Well, there's a phrase that you use pretty often on this show when you're talking about certain guys. I think Tyler Lockett falls into that. Tyler Lockett is a pro's pro.
He's consistent, and he's a pro.
He's consistent. He carries himself a certain way. He's a guy you want to get behind.
Correct.
Now, age is a factor with him for me. Obviously, I don't
But
think...
he still produces.
Correct, but I don't
If he didn't produce, I would say, you know what? Time to go.
Numbers-wise, he's not going to be where DK Metcalf is, but I'm worried more about value. And I think Metcalf's going somewhere in the mid-40s ADP, and I wouldn't take him there. And I don't know why. I just wouldn't.
If they had a little bit of more stability at quarterback, I would jump on it.
I agree. If Russell Wilson's still there, we're not having this conversation.
Right.
But I'll tell you this. So I do like Tyler Lockett where he's going, right? And depending on who the quarterback is, I think that he'll need somebody like Tyler Lockett's experience, Tyler Lockett's consistency to really help whoever it is, Geno Smith, Drew Lock, H.R. Puff.
Well, that's why
whoever's going to be the quarterback
there, their main focus will be Lockett.
And Lockett's currently at ADP 86, so mid-80s, anywhere between 80 and 90. For me, that value, I love Tyler Lockett there. I love Tyler Lockett.
I don't think you could get
in
more value.
the 8th
Especially
round?
that late.
No, yeah, that's
9th round? Love
Especially
it.
that late.
DK Metcalf in the 4th? I'm not doing it.
I'm not touching it.
Not doing it. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about real quick here is staying in Seattle. What do you think about Rashad Penny?
I don't think about Rashad Penny, to be honest with you. You want to know why? How he's being taken so high in these mocks is beyond me. Now, I don't know if it's because it's auto picking or whatever, but if I'm a guy, I think Kenneth Walker will beat him out for the backup role of that team, if not the starting role.
The backup role. Who would be the starter?
Carson? Carson gone, or is he still there?
I'll tell you this much. Chris Carson is still on the team.
Yep.
But the Seahawks would be better off running you out there to start at running back than they would the corpse of Chris Carson. He's done. I'm sorry. You want to take a late round flyer?
I don't think they would have drafted Kenneth Walker if
he was.
They had a lot of confidence that Carson could make it through.
So Kenneth Walker's ADP right now is 90.
I think that's great value.
Rashad Penny's is 88.
I don't see that. I just don't think Penny's the every down guy.
So
He had his opportunities.
you think without question it's Kenneth Walker's job?
I do. I don't think Rashad Penny, he's had his opportunities when Carson's gone down, and they were actually going with, what was the one kid's name? The last time Goddard got hurt, or Carson got hurt, what was that kid's name? They were rolling guys out there, Dallas something, Dallas whatever.
DJ Dallas.
DJ Dallas. They were trying so many different guys. They even brought in, what's his name? Oh, what the hell? Who played a while back there. He played for the Packers. They brought him in trying to get him to run. Who's the big,
You got to stop bringing up
heavy
guys when you don't know what their name is.
Oh, shit.
From Alabama.
From Alabama. One of the
Eddie Lacy.
They even brought Eddie Lacy in to beat Chris Carson out of his job, and they couldn't do it. You know? Well, Lacy was already retired and was not in the greatest
This is
shape.
what worries me about Rashad Penny. Because I think Rashad Penny still has some juice left in the tank. Like, I don't think he's a complete bum. But one, they drafted Kenneth Walker. And the Seahawks have a way of doing this. When they've had enough of a running back, they will, like you said, sign the ghost of Eddie Lacy and DJ Dallas to try and run him out of town. I think Rashad Penny, unfortunately, is going to end up like Sonny Michel. I do. I think they've used him. He's been hurt. He's been beat up. He's had good moments. He's had shitty moments.
Yeah, but he's not been elite.
He's never been elite.
By any.
Sonny Michel, I think that's my comp for him. Next year he'll sign somewhere else, be the second or third guy, and then he'll just be bouncing around for a while. I think Kenneth Walker is going to be the guy there. I love
Kenneth Walker too.
Currently, I am very high on Kenneth Walker. I don't mind doing the handcuff situation, taking Rashad Penny. If, say, you go maybe a round early on Kenneth Walker and a round late on Rashad Penny, stacking those two, just so you could see, because at the end of the day, Kenneth Walker's a rookie, and Rashad Penny might get the majority of the workload to start out the year.
Yes.
But ultimately, I think a month into the season, this is Kenneth Walker's backfield, and Rashad Penny will be in a much more minimal role, is my opinion. But again, the Seahawks offense is nothing but a giant question mark. We don't know who's going to be the quarterback. We don't know what we're going to see.
Noah Fant's nice.
I was just about to say, Noah Fant, that's another knock for DK Metcalf for me. Because who's the Seahawks tight end? Will fucking Disley, and he had 3 good games in 2 years. Like, realistically,
they actually got to use their tight ends,
right? Noah
which
Fant's
they used
consistent.
to do. I don't know what happened.
They didn't have anybody.
Pulled away from that.
Who have they had since Jimmy Graham?
They haven't had really one since Jimmy Graham.
So Noah Fant's consistent, big-bodied, good hands, and I think he could take away some of those red zone touchdown opportunities.
Yes.
From not only Metcalf,
I think
but
he'll be more
Tyler
consistent,
Lockett.
to be honest with you.
I think he will
really
too.
Do.
I think he'll be, he's going really late. Like, I'm going to check real quick, but he's going, he might even be undrafted in some leagues. ADP 140.
Seattle is not going to be their offense. It's not going to be their offense. The big question mark, the big monkey in the room is the defense. That's the pink elephant in the room.
Do you just come up with any animal
I'm sorry?
and say it's a big animal?
Well, it is. It's the pink elephant in the room. It's their defense. Their
The
defense
big monkey
was
in the
horrible
room,
last
and then
year.
said
Big monkey.
And then
They
said,
couldn't stop
that's the
anybody.
elephant in the room.
They couldn't stop anybody last year.
Okay, well, we know this. Seattle is going to finish at the absolute bottom. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Seattle's question marks are everywhere. But for fantasy purposes, is there anybody on the team you feel good drafting?
No.
Nobody.
Beside Lockett,
Pass up
No.
on everybody. Unless you can get him
I'm going to
late.
be honest with you.
Unless you can get Lockett late.
Beside Lockett, basically, and Kenneth Walker, I don't think there's anybody I would touch on that team.
Noah Fant's
Beside them
ADP is
two.
146. He's going as tight end 15. I think that's low. For me personally,
I think you can get him later than that, to be honest.
I think you could get him a little bit later, and I think he'll be way more rewarding. Obviously, you don't want him to be your tight end 1. But I
As a
think if I
backup,
was going to
he must
draft
have a
anybody on the team, that'd be the guy I
think
really
I'd take
went
Kenneth
for.
Walker. I don't have a problem with taking. Listen, Seattle's going to run the football.
They have
We
to.
already know that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's their gig,
Right.
is to run the football and play defense. The problem is the defense is awful, so they better run the fucking football at least to be competitive, to stay in the games. Otherwise, they're going to get snubbed.
All right, I want to move east.
Sorry?
I want to move east
East.
to Green Bay.
Okay.
This is another one where, myself included, I think everybody kind of just panicked when Devontae Adams left. And I still think there's a little bit of panic looming. Let's talk about last year's MVP, Aaron Rodgers. Okay? Put up over 330 fantasy points last year. He did very well, okay?
As he usually does.
This year he is projected.
That's one-dimensional. I mean, outside Devontae Adams, he didn't have anything.
So
Let's be
you
honest.
agree with that?
Other than having Aaron Jones, because Aaron Jones caught a lot of balls out of the backfield. Other than them two guys, what did you call it? Alan Lizard, he sucks. Who's the other one? Scagnetti, he sucks.
Marquez Valdez-Scantling?
Yeah, whatever.
Did you just say
He's
Scagnetti?
He's
Italian now.
scandalous. He's fucking horrible too. I mean, come on.
Okay.
Come on. There's no outside Aaron Rodgers.
I agree with you.
It's a shithole.
There's no Devontae Adams. They don't really have anybody. They're depending on rookies, all of the above. But Aaron Rodgers going as quarterback 12 is absolute fucking sacrilege. Period.
That's ridiculous.
He is going behind
If you say Matt Stafford.
Matt
I'm gonna
Stafford.
puke. Oh, fuck.
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott.
Fuck
Hold
you.
on. Hold on.
Did
Dak
you say he's
Prescott.
going after Dak Prescott?
Dak Prescott's going as quarterback 8. 8.
You would have to
Above
be a complete
Tom Brady,
moron.
Russell Wilson, Matt Stafford, and Aaron Rodgers. I am not fucking kidding.
The NFL loves Dak Prescott, and I don't
Dak
know
Prescott is the most
why.
inconsistent
Don't know why.
quarterback I have ever seen. He puts up more garbage numbers
But he puts up
than
numbers.
Matt
See?
Stafford did in
Hold on.
Detroit.
This is what you have to remember. We're not talking about how much we like them.
No,
We're
I
talking
get it.
purely
I get
based
it.
on points.
But
And
here's
Dak
the
does
thing
put
with
up
Dak.
numbers.
Yeah, he puts up really nice numbers in week 7 and week 5 and week 7 and week 9.
You said
and
week
then when
7
it comes
blood.
to 13, 14, 15, he's putting up single digits. Good night.
Yeah,
You're out.
no,
You're bounced
honestly-
out first round.
Yeah.
Good night.
You're better
Thank
off taking Zach Wilson.
Okay. But Rodgers at 12. Here's my philosophy on this. At the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers.
I'll take Aaron Rodgers at 12.
I will too. all
Absolutely.
fucking day.
All day long.
All day.
I'm
think
gonna
I
take,
just did
I'm
in
gonna
one of the
take
mock
him
drafts that I just
and turn
did.
around and draft Christian Watson
Yep.
and round 12 because nobody will even
Well-
take him. Actually, he's been going in like 8.
You took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah,
He started out going around 170.
correct. Now
He's already
he's
jumped
up
to
big.
130.
Well, of course. He's
Okay.
a 6'4", 4.23, 40-yard dash.
And shockingly, he's still at receiver 60. So Lazard and Valdez-Scantling are somehow the 1-2 punch there. I wouldn't take Alan Lazard.
No,
Or-
I'll take the rookie over him.
I don't know why, but I just can't
They had
justify.
somebody else there that they had signed, and I can't remember who the fuck it was. They signed somebody else in the offseason that I think has potential to really make some noise.
Let's look right now. The Green Bay Packers depth chart is Alan Lazard, Randall Cobb, Sammy Watkins,
You know what? There it is.
Christian Watson, Amari Rodgers, Romeo, whatever the fuck his name is.
Sammy Watkins. That's interesting. Because let me tell you something about Sammy Watkins. If he's healthy, he's good. He's real good.
Sammy Watkins, ADP 232.
There you go.
Wide receiver ranking of 89.
Okay. I bet you he'll be better than Lazard. He'll be better than Scantless, and he'll be better than the rest of them guys.
I wouldn't take him if you gave him to me in round 37.
Why?
Because he'll play 2 games and then be out for the rest of the year.
It's possible. We'll see what happens.
It's highly possible.
Highly possible.
Yeah.
He does.
So
He does have.
I don't know. Unless you
chronic
have
foot
Aaron
injuries.
Rodgers, there's no point to really take anybody from Green Bay, in my opinion.
the only person you'd take from the Packers is Rodgers.
Yeah, because then I would probably. Who's the number one?
We really don't know.
Nobody knows.
We don't know. I mean, it could be Lazard. It could be Watson.
Scantless.
It could be Scandalous. It could be Sammy Watkins. It could be
Watson.
Barney, the big fucking purple dinosaur. We really Randall Cobb.
The
Does
ghost
Randall
of
Cobb
Randall
just
Cobb?
reincarnate? Yeah. Does he rise from the ashes like a fucking phoenix and come out to
Yeah.
go for 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns this year? Nobody fucking knows yet.
Blows off the cobwebs and gets out there.
Blows off the cobwebs, eh?
You know.
Okay.
He needs to put the cobwebs on his hands,
Aaron Jones.
so the ball sticks to his hand. Anyway,
This is another one that for some reason I just don't find myself drafting. And I don't know why. Because logically it doesn't make any fucking sense why you wouldn't want to take him. We don't know what's going to happen with their receiving core. We don't know who the number 1 guy is. We don't know how consistent any of them are going to be. We don't know anything
The
about
most
them.
consistent player on that offense is going to be him.
Aaron Jones.
Aaron
So why is it
I would jump on him.
why is it that there's so many people that just don't
And where's he going? Where's he predicted to go?
Aaron Jones ADP at this moment is currently 25.
Wow.
So
That's huge value right there.
that's the beginning of bottom of 2, beginning of 3.
His thing is he's been nicked up the last couple of years. He'll miss a couple games here and there. But I think the kid behind him is really good.
He's currently
He's a
going at
monster.
running back.
A.J. Dillon.
I was going to ask you about A.J. Dillon next.
I like
Hold
him.
on before we go there. He's currently going at running back 14.
A.J. Dillon is?
No,
Or Aaron Jones?
Jones.
Okay. Where's Dillon going? Here's the thing about Dillon, dude. He's a big back. And he's a load.
A.J. Dillon
He's a
is
load.
250 pounds.
Yes.
Yeah.
so
He's
he's
a
Eddie Lacy.
Freaking load, dude.
So it's Eddie Lacy.
A.J. Dillon is currently overall ADP of 55, running back 24. So 10 spots lower than Aaron
10
Jones.
spots lower.
Which isn't that's not that big a separation.
You know what it reminds me of? Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams. That's what it reminds me of.
You know what? You're kind of right.
Because Gordon is the same way. He's that all-around good back, just like Aaron Jones is. And then Javonte Williams is that pounder, just like Dillon is. And I like those pounder guys. I just think sooner or later they're going to take the job.
Would you rather have Melvin Gordon or A.J. Dillon?
Probably Dillon.
You would.
I just think that the Packers want to control the ball to make up for the lack of thereof
I agree.
receiving talent,
But
that they're going to run the ball a little bit more than they have in the past.
okay, so on the Green Bay Packers, who are the 3 guys that you like?
Well, of course, Aaron Rodgers.
But do you
Aaron Rodgers,
hold on.
Aaron Jones, Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, and I got to go with the rookie, Christian Watson.
I would agree with that. I think for some reason I'm still hesitant on Aaron Jones, and I don't know why. So I think I would say Rodgers, Watson, and personally, as like an RB3, I think I'd go A.J. Dillon.
Yeah.
I for some reason, I don't have 100% faith in Aaron Jones. And
When
I don't.
Aaron Jones is healthy, he's very good.
When
Very
he's healthy,
good.
he's very good. But he's just not sexy.
He only shows
He's
up
not-
in games like
yeah.
against Detroit.
Right.
Or
He'll go for
against
202
Cleveland.
against us. And then they'll play Tampa Bay and he'll go for 10 rushes for 37 yards and a fumble.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't fucking like it. He's not sexy. You know what? I've decided something. I'm bringing sexy back this year. I want to have, I don't care how many games I win. I don't care if I win the trophy. I want to have the sexiest team in fantasy football
That's
history.
it.
I just want it to be
That's it.
sexy. I realize that.
He's gonna fucking win.
I just want it to be sexy.
I don't want to lose.
He's
I
gonna,
don't want
he's
to
gonna
finish
fucking win. If
last.
he aims for sexy, you know he's gonna win.
Sexy wins.
Sexy wins.
If you were
sometimes.
going to say, okay, if you were going to draft, who's the sexiest quarterback in fantasy?
Oh, we know who you're gonna say.
The sexiest quarterback in fantasy football right now, Josh Allen.
I don't know about that.
You don't think so?
No, that's predictable, and predictable's not sexy.
Okay.
For me, sexiest quarterback, Joe Burrow.
Well,
You just shot me in the
very
foot.
consistent. I don't know about sexy.
What do you mean?
I
Sexy.
just don't- I-
Something
I
about
just
it
think-
sexy. Do you want to know who I think one of the sexiest running backs in football is? Travis Etienne. That's going to be sexy.
You know
It's
what
gonna
it is?
creep up
Nobody
on you.
knows about it. Here's the problem. The guy never got an opportunity to show everybody what he is. Listen, he was the first back taken in the draft that he went in, and there's a reason for it.
We're going to talk
And
about that.
nobody got a chance to see him play. But he was very good at Clemson.
Do
Very
you
good.
even know who's on the Jacksonville Jaguars currently?
Pretty much.
Okay.
I know of quite a few guys.
Let's go through.
But I thought we were talking about the NFC, but
You know what?
kind of all over the place right now.
Well, I started with two NFC teams.
I heard it.
Now we're going to jump to the AFC because fuck it. There's no borders here. We're just going after.
I like Etienne. I think James Robinson is okay over there.
I wouldn't take James Robinson
I wouldn't either.
if you gave me James Robinson and a lifetime supply of Lay's potato chips. There's few fucking people I like less
I think
than
he-
James Robinson.
He's going to lose his starting job to
Oh,
Etienne.
Etienne's the starter. No, I'm looking at their depth chart right now. Travis Etienne's number one.
Yeah.
So James Robinson has already lost the job. Now, this will be the problem with James Robinson if you draft him. You will draft him. He will put up a consistent 8.5 to 10 points a week, maybe some weeks 7, some weeks 9, and he will do just good enough for you to never justify dropping him, and he will sit at the bottom of your bench and collect dust, and when someone's on a bye week, you will pick somebody up who's going to have a better week than him, and he will literally sit there and just be like the oil on the bottom of the fry pan that you just can't scrape out. You can't get rid of. He's just going to sit there and fucking rot and stink.
Okay.
That's the problem with James Robinson. Someone will fuck up. Someone will draft him. Someone will have them on his bench all year where they could have taken somebody with a little bit more upside, with a little bit more potential, who might have a couple breakout games, skip drafting
Well,
them
here's
to
the thing
draft
about
James Robinson
Whoever
and
takes
never
him-
play him.
Listen, Etienne obviously never even got to play a down last year.
That is the only way
Here's
you
the
draft
biggest,
James
scariest
Robinson.
thing, is the guy comes in week 1 and blows
His
something
shit out. That's
Yeah.
the only way you draft
that
James
would be
Robinson.
the worst thing that could happen.
If you draft Etienne and you want to take James Robinson as his late round cuff, you're
Yeah.
talking 10, 12,
Just in
13th
case.
round,
Go ahead.
it's okay. Other than that, unless you have Travis Etienne, do not draft James Robinson. That's like people drafting Mike fucking Davis. I've watched people actually
For
go out of their
Atlanta?
way to draft Mike Davis.
Yeah.
Unless you have Cordero Patterson, there is no reason to draft Mike Davis. Let someone else make the fucking mistake.
Where's Patterson going, by the way? I just got to know.
Cordero
Because
Patterson,
in,
ADP.
the
I
one
want to
I
say he's
had-
in the 50s.
5th round?
Yeah, like in
Yeah.
mid 50s.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I love Patterson.
Cordero
Especially
Patterson.
if you're in a PPR league, man. Oh,
I was so wrong.
what?
Cordero Patterson, overall ADP 84.
Oh, I hope he's there in the 8th round.
Overall PPR 76.
I hope he's there in the 7th round in PPR.
He's going as running back 31. So that's
31. And where did he finish last year? Top 5?
I
And
want.
he's going at 31.
I think he finished in the top 8 last year. Not 100%.
He wasn't in the top 5? I thought he was.
Okay,
I think he missed a couple of games toward the end of the last year.
sticking with Jacksonville. We need to talk about their receivers. So, do you remember which Jacksonville receiver I drafted extremely high last year, thinking it was going to be the breakout?
You did?
I drafted Laviska Shenault in the 6th round last year.
Ah, that's what all the pros were saying. Too.
And I was like-
everybody was fucking wrong on
I
that
was
one.
sitting there so fucking smug. I was that's the
Oh,
fucking. I'm
That's what
gonna
happens
fuck-
when
I
you
was
listen to Michael Fabiano,
I was like, I'm gonna run away with this.
Adam Rankin.
And he was the biggest
bust.
Fucking bust. Disappointment. Bang right up my
Watch
ass.
him come out
job
this
done.
year and absolutely light it up.
Well, we need to go through their receiving core here. Christian Kirk.
I like Christian Kirk. I really like him, and I think with a guy throwing to him, like Lawrence, I like Lawrence. I like Trevor Lawrence, man.
Would you roster Trevor Lawrence
I actually
again
think Trevor
in
Lawrence
fantasy?
is more talented than the kid in Arizona. I
Kyler
really
Murray.
do. I think Trevor Lawrence
Hold
is
on.
better than Kyler Murray.
You think Trevor Lawrence,
yes.
going off of what you've seen,
Yes.
is better than Kyler Murray?
Yes. Because I think he had a lot less to work with.
Did
than
you
Kyler
smoke or
Murray.
shoot before you came
No,
over?
I'm dead serious. Listen, he had a fucking scumbag for a head coach.
Hate.
There was
So
so
did
much
Russell Wilson.
There was
Russell
so
Wilson
much
did okay.
dysfunction. Wait a minute. There was so much dysfunction on that entire team last year. You can't. They were a shell of themselves.
No,
I don't think they were fucking. I don't think it was their fault.
I am being a dick. I agree with you. I think Trevor Lawrence will have a much better year than this.
Oh, absolutely.
I agree with you.
100.
Not only this, they upgraded that offensive line, which needed to happen,
And
and
he'll
he's
have a
going to
run
get
game.
Etienne back.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, again, he had James Robinson last year.
I mean, there's no doubt. They're
Don't
gonna
be
do
surprised. I'll tell you
this
right
year
now,
than they did last year.
and you could put this as a hot take. Travis Etienne will be the second leading receiver on that fucking team this year.
Receiver?
You watch. Receiver. Watch.
That's a hot take because
Hot take.
hold on. Let's
Everybody forgets he's so well rounded.
before you go there, let's talk about their receivers.
Yeah, go ahead.
Christian Kirk,
Yep.
Marvin Jones,
Yep.
Zay Jones,
Okay.
Laviska Shenault,
Okay.
Laquan Treadwell,
Okay.
Jamal Agnew,
Okay.
and then a bunch of guys I've never heard.
Jamal Agnews a kick returner. That's
Jamal,
all he is.
no.
No, I
Jamal
know he played
Agnew-
receiver toward the end of last year.
Jamal
I know.
Agnew had some decent receiving moments last year. And then Evan Ingram and Dan Arnold as tight ends.
Okay.
That doesn't
I like
that,
the Evan Ingram.
I know, so do I.
If he can get back to where he was in
Kind
New
of
York.
that's kind of interesting. So out of this group now, this Christian Kirk, Marvin Jones, Zay Jones, Shenault, Treadwell,
Well, I think the
That-
number one guy there is obviously going to be
Christian Kirk.
Jones. Jones will be one. Kirk will be two.
disagree with you 1,000
Really?
fucking
Okay.
percent.
All right.
They paid Christian Kirk an obscene amount of money
To be receiver one?
because Marvin Jones is not a number. Even when Marvin Jones was the number one receiver and had the job on a silver platter like he did here, he wasn't the number one motherfucking receiver.
Right.
He can't put up the numbers. He's just not that good. Marvin Jones, you want to know what Marvin Jones is? He is the extremely watered down version of Tyler Lockett.
I think Lockett's a lot better than him.
I agree. He's the extremely watered down version of
Yes,
Tyler
right.
Lockett. They remind me of each
I
other,
agree.
except Marvin Jones is just way less exciting, way less
Well, here's the thing
talented.
with Christian Kirk, dude. Kirk was the number 3 guy in Arizona.
well
He was number 3
behind who?
behind Hopkins and Green.
Okay, Hopkins was there for. He was not behind AJ Green.
Yes, he
You
was,
are
dude.
living in a fantasy world
No,
where
I'm
you
not.
think AJ Green. It's 2009 again. He was not.
I love AJ Green.
AJ Green became the guy there last year after Hopkins was hurt, Kirk was hurt. There's nobody else. And then AJ Green got looks. AJ Green deserves
and he
to
was
be
very productive.
AJ Green deserves to be thrown in the casket and dragged out into the fucking desert. He
That's
is
not
done.
true.
Yes,
That's
he
not true.
is. He
God
is
bless
done.
AJ Green.
Christian Kirk was the number 2 there. He's the number 1 in Jacksonville now. The only reason he was the number 2 was because they had DeAndre fucking Hopkins.
Well, I think Rondell.
Who's
But
juicing.
now you've
Yeah.
been so good today with just leading me into my next point.
Okay.
The Arizona Cardinals. What do we make of that receiving core?
It's not going to be pretty. Not going to be pretty for them, dude. I really don't.
But,
I really don't think missing Hopkins is for them first 6 games is absolutely going to kill them.
Can I be honest with you?
That's going to kill them. Yes.
I disagree.
Okay.
yeah, no.
they didn't need Christian Kirk anymore. I get
Okay.
it. Hopkins going to be out for 6 weeks. Hollywood Brown's going to be your number one guy. For me
I
now,
forgot they signed him.
this is your prove it moment for Hollywood Brown. Those first 6 weeks of the year, if you can be Kyler Murray's guy and you can develop that rapport and you can show everybody you can be consistent and you're not a 3 catch for 100 yards and a touchdown guy,
Well, that's what he is. That's what he is.
this is his chance to be more than that.
That's what he
And I
was in
think
Baltimore.
with Kyler, he can be. Is he still going to go for the bomb? Absolutely. But I think Kyler, the way
Murray throws a nice deep.
he's got to be able to utilize him better.
Huh?
I said, wow.
He throws a nice deep ball.
And they have
The
AJ
only
Green.
compliment you've ever given him.
Yeah, that is the only
That's
compliment
because he's
you've
a
ever
point guard
given him.
playing quarterback.
Oh, here we go.
Should I keep going?
They do have AJ Green
cute.
listed as the number 3 receiver on here. I don't know why, because Rondale Moore is the other guy there.
Well, without what's his name playing.
Without
He's
Hopkins.
the 3 guy.
They have AJ Green listed as 3.
Okay.
It's Rondale Moore. Don't take AJ Green. And I know you're going to call me a hypocrite here. I took AJ Green last year and I rode him.
And he did pretty
And he
goddamn
did
well for
very
you.
nice for me down the stretch when there was nobody else there. But
Right.
you do not want to be in a
Well, if you
situation.
want to take him the first 6 weeks of the season, you probably could.
No.
Might be able to get some production out of him.
Unless you're getting him with the last pick in the draft, no.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you're taking him way late,
If you're taking him around 18, sure. You want to take the flyer?
you know,
Go
AJ
ahead.
Green at one time, man, was one of the most dominant receivers in the league. It was him and Calvin Johnson and everybody else.
Yeah, guess what? At one fucking time, Dick Buck
What?
was one of the most
What?
dominant players in the league.
What, Bruce?
But we're living
Looks
in
like
the fucking
the
present.
wheels are spinning.
Don't ever try to put him next to Calvin Johnson.
I said
Oh,
it was
no.
him, Calvin Johnson, and everybody
Yeah,
else.
Fuck you.
But-
There was a
Bullshit.
point. There was a point where
Green was
AJ
as
Green
good
was
as Calvin
very
Johnson.
no.
Was
not
as good as
good.
him. He had a 3-year stretch where he was fucking
Where he was
unbelievable.
very good, but he was not as good as Calvin Johnson. That's
That's
Calvin Johnson.
Okay.
Hey, Calvin
That's
Johnson
a better
didn't
way of
have-
saying it
Hold on now.
than
What did fucking AJ Green have thrown to him? I mean,
Carson Palmer.
We know how bad fucking Matt Stafford is. I actually think he was dealt a
You-
worse deal.
think you know how bad.
Oh, I know how bad
Matt
Matt Stafford
Stafford
is.
is.
I seen it here for 11 years. I know how bad he is.
And everyone here disagrees with you.
Everybody where? In this basement
In Detroit.
or in the city? Really? You think there would not be people that agree with me when I say he was not good?
here we go.
okay.
Not good?
Yeah. 1 in 10.
I'm sorry?
1 in 10.
Whatever, dude. He had the
Whatever,
best
dude.
receiver in football
Whatever,
for 9
dude.
years and couldn't do anything. That's all I'm going to say.
Are we done now?
Anyway.
What would happen if you would have gave
Guess not.
you would have gave fucking Calvin Johnson to Tom Brady or to fucking Aaron Rodgers? He would have
Tom Brady has
he would have smashed
a
Jerry Rice's record.
Calvin Johnson. Mike Evans.
Tom Brady had Randy
No.
Moss for a second.
Mike Evans is nowhere
Yeah.
near
Those were
the
good guys.
prospect Calvin Johnson was.
Do you remember the things you say on the weeks
Absolutely, I
prior?
do.
You remember what
I
you said
don't
last
think
week
Mike Evans
when you said Mike Evans was our current day Calvin Johnson. That
No,
came
I
out of
said
I
that.
said he's the
I said that.
I did not say that.
I said that.
I did not say that.
He said that, and then you came in and said
Size-wise, okay,
you came
but
in
I
and
don't think-
said he was the closest thing that we currently have to Calvin Johnson.
The closest thing we have to Calvin Johnson, and I don't think he's as good as Calvin Johnson, is Metcalf. The size-wise, speed, I still think Calvin was faster than him. Why? Why are you looking at it? Why are you looking all amazed right now?
There's no way Calvin was faster than DK Metcalf.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Can we talk about the Arizona Cardinals depth chart?
Yeah, I guess so.
Instead
But
of
you
Matt
know
Stafford?
I'm right. You know I'm right.
What are you right about?
I'm right about that.
About
if we
what?
knew you were right, we
I
wouldn't
think
be sitting here
John-
arguing
the only
with you
thing
about
I've
it.
seen close to Johnson is Metcalf.
How can you say that after a year?
I'm just telling you, he's the closest thing I've seen physically wise to Calvin
I
Johnson.
think his brain's shorting out right now.
It's not shorting out, asshole. Look who's talking. At least I have one.
Can we talk about Zach Ertz for a minute
Put your
here?
helmet on. Go ahead.
I want to talk about Zach Ertz.
What about him?
I think Zach Ertz, especially with Hopkins out for the first 6 weeks, is going to be somebody that Kyler can go to. And I think especially in PPR or half-point PPR, I think Zach Ertz is going to be a very high top-end tight end. I think
I can agree with
he's
that.
completely undervalued at the moment. If you look at their receiving core and you look at their running backs, right? They have James Conner, Darrell Williams, Eno Benjamin's still there for some reason.
I think James Conner was outstanding last year in the red zone.
You got to remember, he
Outstanding.
came to Arizona like what, midway through the season?
Who?
Zach
James
Ertz.
Conner? Oh, Zach Ertz.
Zach
yes.
Ertz. So that rapport with him and Kyler wasn't quite there.
Yeah,
yet.
it was
And
like
now
the
it's
season
been
when he
Right.
got
now
traded
it's
there.
been
It was right at the trade deadline, no?
I think Zach Ertz is going to have a really, really nice year because Kyler doesn't have a lot of dump-off guys. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins, Hollywood Brown, Rondale Moore, James Conner is a good receiving back, but Zach Ertz is going to get peppered with targets, in my opinion. If you disagree with me,
No, I agree.
I think
I
he's,
agree with that part of it.
yeah.
I think they're going to try to stretch the field more.
Oh, they have to. Their whole
Kingsbury
team is-
likes to put the ball downfield. And I think the A.J. Brown thing was good for them. Good for them. I mean, how many times did you see last year?
What do you mean
Christian Kirk
A.J. Brown?
or whatever?
A.J. Brown is on the fucking...
Sorry, the wrong Brown. Hollywood Brown.
on the
Sorry.
Bears. Hollywood Brown. yeah.
Hollywood Brown. I apologize.
Would you have swapped Christian Kirk for Hollywood Brown? Because essentially that's
I
what
don't
they
know.
did.
Are we going to cut that out like you do?
What?
What?
Cut what out?
I don't know.
I don't even fucking edit. He cuts everything.
All right. Just asking.
Audio.
Cut what out?
Not allowed to make a mistake.
No, you're not. You have to be perfect at all times.
I'm always perfect, damn it.
Would you have swapped Hollywood
you?
Brown? Would you have swapped Hollywood Brown for Christian Kirk?
Here's the thing. I like Kirk. I think Brown's a little bit stretches the field more than Kirk. And Kirk did a pretty good job doing that.
Yeah.
He really did. Because you look at a lot of his touchdowns are deep balls. Deep.
I got a suggestion for a new T-shirt.
Okay.
A picture of your face, and it just says, "Here's the thing."
Okay.
There's
get
at
by
least
that.
10 times an episode where you start with, "Well, here's the thing."
There's not much you can think about because it's gonna happen.
You don't like it?
No, because
Here's the thing.
I just.
That's what I think. That's what I think.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, here's the thing. Yeah. You know. And that said, do I say anything about you saying that 100 fucking times?
I don't
An
say that
episode?
anymore.
No.
I don't say that.
And that
anymore.
said,
I don't say that. It was like
yeah,
that was
whatever.
in February when I used to
Whatever.
do that. But we're good now.
Cut that out too.
Cut
Hey,
what out? What are we cutting out?
I don't know.
Nothing. He's just saying it to say it.
He's
He's gonna comb his beard now.
the mid-show grooming.
You
I
not see him
posted
every
it.
time he talks. He's rubbing it.
I posted a
50.
I posted a question on our poll on Instagram this weekend.
Okay.
And it was Jonathan Taylor is the consensus ADP one, right?
Okay.
He is going consistently as number one overall. And the question
It's
that
gonna
I
happen
asked was,
everywhere.
if you had the first overall pick, are you even thinking about taking anybody other than Jonathan Taylor? What would you answer that?
Well, for me, personally, it would have to be somebody really good to take over Taylor. I mean, Derrick Henry, I love Derrick Henry. The problem with Derrick Henry is this. He got hurt toward the end of last year and was not the same guy in the playoffs. He was horrible because he wasn't healthy. Is he going to come into this year healthy? If he's healthy, coming out of training camp and ready to go, I think I would take Derrick Henry over him.
So you would consider taking Derrick?
I would consider taking Derrick Henry over him. I think that
sticking with
his
Taylor.
offense, the offense is predicated around Derrick Henry.
I agree with that.
That's why I would do that. Now, I'm not saying that Indy doesn't run their offense around Taylor because they do. And they proved that he's their offense. As he goes, they go.
Right. Now,
I'm taking Taylor. If it's first,
all right, let's say, hypothetically, Jonathan Taylor tears his ACL in week 3 of the preseason. Who are you taking with the first pick?
I mean, I don't even want to take the bet on Derrick Henry. Just because I don't know. There's this feeling that he's just not going to have the year that everyone thinks he's going to have. Eckler?
That a boy. So I asked this question, and the majority of people said if they had the first overall pick, they would take Jonathan Taylor. But I posed the next question, which was, if you had to take somebody else, who would it be? A lot of votes for Derrick Henry. A lot of votes for Christian McCaffrey, which surprised me. Because I could not.
I couldn't touch
I couldn't
McCaffrey.
sleep
I'm
at night
sorry.
knowing I have McCaffrey with my first overall pick.
I mean, if I was picking at 5 or 6,
Yes.
I would
different
take
scenario.
McCaffrey.
Right.
At 5 or 6.
Then-
but not at 1.
Then I posed a question, so somebody other than Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, or Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler got 1 vote.
That's it, huh?
1.
Was it me?
Might have been.
It probably was.
And I was shocked by that. If you look at this, Austin Eckler last year put up 343 points. He was 30 points behind Jonathan Taylor. 343 points, okay?
And he missed a couple of games.
Cooper Kupp had his monster year, 439. This is in PPR.
That won't happen.
Great. McCaffrey, 127. Justin Jefferson, 330. Derrick Henry, 193, and he missed half the fucking year.
The Chargers
Missed 6 games.
The Chargers are even better than they were
Chargers
last
are
year.
even better than they were last year.
On paper, they are.
That
Can they
offense,
gel?
that
Can they
offense
gel
is
fast?
just chef's kiss. Like, I don't see a situation where Austin Eckler doesn't put up 350 points. And outside of Jonathan Taylor, can you see anybody, even Derrick Henry, if he plays a whole year, doing that?
Oh, if he plays the whole year, he will.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
You think Derrick Henry will
He'll put up
have
300 points. He plays the whole year.
I didn't say 300.
Oh. Okay.
I didn't say 300. Najee Harris put up 300 last year. Devontae Adams put up 300 last year.
I like Harris to put more up, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
So where would you put Najee Harris then in the scheme of things? He's ranked 8 currently.
8?
Above Christian
Oh, I'd put
McCaffrey.
I'd put him above them guys, dude.
Yeah.
Who?
I mean,
Najee?
who's the top 5?
Right now,
Obviously, it's Taylor.
right now in
Right,
PPR,
Henry?
it's Taylor, Kupp, Caffrey, Eckler, Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson. Now, who's the next backs?
Well, it's Jamar Chase at 6, Derrick Henry at 7, Najee Harris at 8.
I actually like Harris in front of Henry there in a PPR league.
Huh?
I like Najee Harris better than Henry in a PPR league.
You would take, so if say you were picking at
If I was
7,
picking at 7,
you would take
I would
Najee
take
Harris over
I
Derrick
would
Henry.
take Harris just because I think
Nope.
Harris catches the ball a lot.
You
I
just
noticed
said
that.
Derrick Henry was going to have 350
Well,
points.
I like Derrick Henry. I'm just telling you. Personally, I like Derrick Henry.
So you think
I
Najee
like
Harris
him.
is going to
You
outscore
asked
Derrick
me,
Henry?
Who would I take first if it wasn't Taylor? I said Henry.
Right. And now you
I
just said
like-
you'd take Najee
In a
over.
PPR league, I like Najee Harris at 7 more than Henry because I think he catches the ball more than Henry does.
But you said
Henry
you'd
don't
take
catch no
Henry at
passes.
1.
He doesn't take any. I'll take him at 1 because he's my bell cow running back. But I don't expect him to catch 60 balls.
So what the fuck am I missing here? Are you taking Najee Harris or are you taking Derrick
It
Henry?
depends on if it's a PPR league or not.
Half point PPR. There you go.
Well, half-point PPR, no, I'm taking Derrick Henry.
Okay.
Oh,
But if it's a PPR, you're taking
PPR,
Najee
I'm taking Najee Harris.
over everybody.
He's going to catch more balls than Derrick Henry will.
Oh my God, I just threw up.
Anyway,
That
That
burned.
came from the
Cut that
depths
out.
of hell.
That burned my eye.
No, that's staying. That came from the depths.
How did we get on this? I forgot where we were at. What the fuck were we talking about?
Who
Anybody
we take
remember
first overall?
We got. Oh, yeah. I was shocked by the fact that Austin Eckler wasn't higher up.
Then we had solid 5 minutes of his ramble.
How he would take
going
Derrick
back and
Henry
forth.
before everybody else, but then take Najee Harris before Derrick Henry.
In a PPR league.
Are you good
What
right
the
now?
fuck, dude? In
What do
a
you mean?
PPR league.
I think
Nobody who plays in a league that's not
Hold on.
PPR.
I don't. We don't.
Yes, we do.
I think I know his
This whole time you didn't know where to.
Half point PPR.
It doesn't matter.
I think his problem is because he didn't have that beer.
Yeah, you're off your game.
just
today.
off.
You didn't throw down a fucking.
You haven't remembered anybody's names. You didn't even know
I'll
Kyler
put your
Murray.
helmet on, dude. Really?
You didn't even
Going
know.
over this fucking
You didn't
right
even
now?
know Kyler Murray's name. You said, "Who's that guy in Arizona?"
The kid in Arizona. I know who it is.
The kid in Arizona.
Asshole.
Who's that fucking guy in Arizona? Anyways, I want to talk about another team before we get into our closer for today. It's Miami Dolphins. Now, you've heard kind of mixed reviews about Tua so far. You've heard people close to the team saying, "Oh, he can't make the throws. He can't hit these guys. They're outrunning his ball." Both Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. But then you have Tyreek Hill coming out and saying, "I prefer playing with Tua to Pat Mahomes, and Tua is the most underrated quarterback in the league."
Yeah, Tyreek's
Tyreek
been
Hill.
throwing me off with all this.
Who played with Patrick Mahomes has nothing but high praises for Tua. What do you make of that?
He's selling shit.
You really think so?
Oh, I know so.
But why?
I know so.
Why would
'Cause
Tyreek Hill?
by next year, we won't even be having this fucking conversation.
Oh, can you stop with your conspiracy theory
Oh, okay.
bullshit?
Whatever.
Tom Brady is currently a Tampa Bay Buccaneer and will be for the foreseeable future.
Whatever. When he builds his little fucking compound next year,
It's already
and moves
built.
to fucking Miami and becomes the Miami Dolphin quarterback and thereof, after that, he'll probably get a piece of the franchise, for Christ's sake.
We're not talking about Tom Brady. Why do you have to bring up Tom Brady in every episode?
Yeah, that's you, asshole.
Because that's the one
Okay,
thing.
I'm not talking about
That's the
Tom
one
Brady.
thing
I'm
he can
talking about
attack
Tua.
you with.
Yeah, he just
Here's the
every
thing,
episode
dude.
he
Throws
just
it in
has
there.
to bring up Brady.
David Tua's throwing fucking grapefruits out there.
Who
And-
the fuck is David
not David
Tua?
Tua, I'm sorry.
What is
Tua
what the hold on.
Tagovailoa.
What the fuck
Time
is
out.
David Tua?
Hold up. Wait. What?
David Tua's a boxer. Sorry.
Here, you want to take this and put this on?
No.
You want to put your helmet on here?
No.
David Tua. Anyways, what the fuck were you saying about
He's
David
throwing
Tua?
Tua's lopping grapefruits out there. They know it. Is he the fucking guy? No. No. Because you had credible people on that team talking about he can't get it there.
What if they're just
What? What?
shuffling out
You
bullshit?
got teammates talking about he can't get it there? Teammates?
But this talk has been going on for the last year.
Exactly. And there's got to be something now to
Hold on,
it.
we're getting mixed
If it
reviews.
wasn't
We are.
true,
So that's why I'm saying, what if
all
they're
these
just like-
stories wouldn't be out there.
they're just trying to make headlines with shit? What if they're just putting it out
Listen
there?
to me.
What
If
they're
it
just-
wasn't true that he was having trouble getting the ball to these guys, it wouldn't be out there.
with all the shit that goes on in social media today, especially, guys
too bad
taking
our
shit
fucking
off their
Instagram doesn't go on.
Instagrams
Go
and
ahead.
all this other bullshit. What if they're just trying
Asshole.
to fucking throw a bunch of bullshit out there, get people talking?
Guess what? You know what? When one or two people say it, you just take it with what it is. But when 24 come forward and say, "Hey, tug and rub," you better believe it.
I knew that's where he was going with it.
As soon as he said 24.
Am I wrong?
Disagree with you 1,000%. Yep.
No, thank you.
I think you're wrong. Obviously, Buffalo's
Hopefully,
gonna win
I
that.
am wrong for their sake.
Buffalo's going to win that division. New England will finish in last. Miami will finish in second, win 10 games.
Oh, I beg to differ.
Tyreek Hill is gonna
Mac
have a
Jones
great
is in
year.
superb
I
shape
don't
right
know.
now. Actually,
Mac Jones
looks
Miami
better
could
than
be
Tom
3,
Brady
man.
did his second year in the fucking league. Tell you that much.
We're really going to go here right now.
Oh yeah, we're gonna.
You know who else was in? You know who else was in? You know who else was in great shape?
Who?
Joey Harrington. Anyway,
Harrington.
God,
uh,
I don't even want to hear that fucking name.
Miami.
You don't even know who Joe Harrington.
Miami.
I have a bobblehead of Joe.
Miami.
You are a bobblehead.
Miami has one of the most dynamic offenses in the NFL.
Why? Because Tyreek Hill's on their team.
Not only is Tyreek Hill on their team,
Waddle.
not only is Jalen Waddle on their team, not only I think they have one of the best young tight ends and somebody who I think is going to propel himself to.
Do you know he hasn't signed yet either?
Who?
Gesicki.
Gesicki? He will. I think we're going to be talking about Gesicki like we talk about Dawson Knox next year. Like where he's that guy who everybody kind of wants, but nobody wants to be the one that takes him too early because they know he'll do consistent numbers. Gesicki's going to be that guy. Gesicki's going to win the Dolphins games this year. Their running backs are as follows: Chase Edmonds, Myles Gaskin, Sonny Michel, and Raheem Mostert.
Mozart?
Well, Mostert
Hold
can't
on.
stay healthy.
I know you love that running back core, though.
Gaskin can't stay healthy. Mostert can't stay healthy.
Doesn't matter. They have Chase Edmonds. They have Sonny
I
Michel.
like Edmonds.
If they give each of those guys 6-8 carries a game, they'll all stay healthy and they'll all be productive.
I mean, you know they're going to be passing the ball.
But they don't. That's the whole thing.
Their offense predicates around running, dude.
They don't have
Yeah,
to.
but they pick,
That's what a lot
they
of.
have Tyreek. Like you
Well,
have to.
I
be
mean,
throwing
you
the
got him.
fucking
He's going
ball.
to run these little quick slants.
Yep.
They're going to run these crossing routes just like
You'll run
Kansas City does.
you'll run a 6-yard quick slant with 30 yards run after the catch,
correct.
and then you'll hand the ball off 6 times in a row to 3 different running backs, and then you'll dump it to Gesicki in the corner of the
whatever
end zone.
running back is hot, they'll stay with them.
Play the hot hand. I am telling
That's how
you,
they should do it.
I am telling you. Miami is going to have a good year. You're all forgetting what they win to finish out the year last year.
I don't know.
9 straight. They went
Most they've won in
0-8
the
and
last
finished
10
9-8
years.
and barely missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
Why do we think they're going to be so bad? Why
I don't
does
know.
everybody think Tua is going to be so bad?
Well, I don't think they're going to be bad.
They got better.
I still don't see. I just don't see them getting.
To 10 wins?
No, I don't see them winning.
They won 9 last year after losing the first 8
I don't see them winning 10 games
with a shittier team.
Well, here's the thing. I thought Fitzpatrick was better.
What?
Fitzpatrick.
What?
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Thought it was better than Tua.
Yeah.
Smoke or snort?
Smoke.
Okay. Anyways. That doesn't even make
He
sense.
put up better numbers than Tua did.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, he did.
When?
The year before.
Did Ryan Fitzpatrick even win 9
They
games?
won 9 games last
Yeah.
year.
What?
What did Miami do the year before? Do you want me to look or do you want me just to let
Go
this
ahead.
one go? Okay. 2019 Miami Dolphins. So the quarterback that led his team to a 5-11 year did better and put up better numbers than Tua did last year after being 0-8 and coming back and winning 9 straight to finish the year.
I like Fitzpatrick. God bless Ryan Fitzpatrick. He retired.
You should dye your beard blonde.
He retired,
You could look just like him.
and he was a good guy. Went to Harvard.
They went 9-8 last year.
He went to Harvard.
Who?
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Great. Everybody with a beard like that go to
He's
Harvard?
smart, too.
Did you go to Harvard?
I should have.
Why have you combed that so many times today, by the
He's
way?
loving it. He's loving it.
You do realize there's just going to be video after video after video on every social media platform of you combing your
I don't
beard
know what
now.
you're talking
Yeah,
about
Mike,
right now.
do a nice zoom in on his face for
Here,
solid.
we gotta get-
He can
No,
do it. He
I'm
can
putting
do it
it
on
away.
the
Forget
camera.
it.
He can do it.
I'm done.
No, yeah.
What else are we talking about here?
Can you give it a nice? Can you give it a nice stroke first and then a comb?
That's it.
It's perfect. Nothing better.
All right.
Nothing better.
Let's rock. What else are we talking about here?
Well, we went from the NFC to all over the NFL.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
I
we
don't-
covered the entire map.
Fuck, man.
Hey, listen, that was it.
Not the
Those
entire
are
map. but
genuinely. Those were genuine questions that had arose when I was working through fantasy. So I was going back and forth on it, and fuck it. We'll just talk about whatever popped into my head. But at the end of the day,
light bulb.
Yeah. Is there any teams that for you are looking at and are either really interesting or really uninteresting?
I love
threw
the
up.
potential of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, God.
I love their offense. Their defense is going to be outstanding this year. I really think they're going to be underrated.
We're talking about fantasy football.
I would take them as team defense.
You take the Eagles as the team
As team defense, absolutely.
Now,
I think they've upgraded their defense that much better this year.
So
And they were good last
You
year.
wouldn't take the Bills' defense?
I would take Philadelphia over the Bills defense.
really?
Yep.
You think
That's one hot fucking take.
now, but as far as dynamic playmakers go, that's really where you're at. Is your number one
Well,
defense?
here,
is Philly.
outside Von Miller, you name me another guy at that Buffalo defense.
Terrell Edmonds.
Huh?
Terrell Edmonds.
Linebacker?
Yeah.
Okay.
Matt Milano.
And okay.
Ed Oliver.
Okay.
Who's the corner? Tre'Davious White.
Yeah.
Okay.
Micah Hyde.
I like my guy.
Oh, there we go.
my dog.
I had to name 9 players off the
Well,
defense, but we
I'm
finally
just
got
saying,
it. You're like, who? Name another dynamic playmaker.
I mean,
Would you take those guys over Fletcher Cox?
I would take
Von
Fletcher
Hargrave.
Cox over Ed Oliver. I would take Von Miller over Jerron Hargrave.
I'm sorry?
I would take Von Miller over Jerron Hargrave.
see,
You
I would
take
choose-
Von Miller. Von Miller's a linebacker. He's not a defensive tackle.
Hargrave, Fletcher Cox is the guy in the middle. Okay?
Okay.
At the end of the day, he's kicked out.
What did Philadelphia do this year on their defense?
Philadelphia had a very nice year defensively, but you can't sit here and tell me, oh, yeah,
When
they're
N'Kobe
better than the
Dean-
Buffalo
When
Bills.
N'Kobe Dean wins Rookie of the Year, we will be having this question later.
see, I'd be.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
But we're asking again.
I love
you need to be
N'Kobe Dean.
constantly reminded of these things. We were talking about team defense in a fantasy football setting.
I like
I
what
am
they
not
did.
knocking you.
Their safeties are better. Their corners are better
Then Buffalo's.
than Buffalo's.
You're dead wrong.
Oh, I don't.
Tampa
think
Bay's team defense is better than Philly.
Tampa Bay.
the
I'm not talking about Tampa Bay.
I'm talking about Buffalo and Tampa Bay are both better. I would probably take the Chargers
secondary?
defense. Yes.
No,
And I would take the
li-
49ers
I like
defense all
Philadelphia's
over
secondary
Philadelphia.
a lot better than Buffalo's.
the only defense.
How do
I
you
do.
figure?
I do. I think Philadelphia's secondary is better. Darius Slay. They just picked up Bradbury. I love Bradbury on that team, man. I'm telling you, they're going to be very good.
Listen, if I don't get the Bills, I'm taking the Chargers defense,
Actually, I have a little.
which is very slept.
Look
on.
into that a little bit, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
What?
Look into it.
Look into what?
it. Their defense
Look into
is
what?
going to be
Nobody cares.
No, it
vastly
doesn't matter.
better
I
than they
don't
were
care
last
how good their defense is. This is, again, what you're forgetting. We're talking about fantasy football and how
Right.
the team defenses will score.
Correct.
Buffalo will have more forced fumbles. Buffalo will have
Maybe.
more interceptions.
Maybe.
Buffalo will have more tacklers.
I don't think.
That's it. Team defense, it's no question. Buffalo will have the most points.
I don't know. Interception wise,
Philadelphia-
Philadelphia might run away with the interceptions.
That's just because you have a fucking little tiny erection for Darius Slay and have since you were in diapers.
He was the best defensive.
No, he's not.
Oh my
No,
God.
he's not the best defensive back in the NFL. He's fucking not. He is fucking not. And guess what?
I'm
He's
sorry,
gonna
who's the
be.
best defensive back in the NFL? Hello. I'm waiting. It's not Ramsey.
I know.
I don't think Ramsey's the best, to be honest with you.
No,
not
I don't think
Darius
he's-
fucking
Darius
Slay.
Slay's solid, dude.
Yeah.
He was great last year. He was great last year. I like him, dude. Outside the
Why?
kid from
Why?
Dallas,
I mean,
outside that
who?
kid from Dallas.
he had a better year.
I'm sorry.
Trayvon Diggs had a great
I
year.
thought he started
Yeah.
out really hot.
Hold on.
petered out
Jesse
at the
Bates. I would take Jesse Bates.
Jesse Bates is the safety, dude.
We said DB. He said
Okay.
he's the best DB in the NFL.
I think Darius Slay.
I would
is
take
right
Derwin
there.
James.
I like Derwin James too, but he's a safety. I don't think he's the best corner.
You think you're going to sit here right now and tell me Darius Slay is the best corner in football?
He's one of the best. I believe that.
He's fucking old.
I like
played
Darius
for
Slay.
Detroit and
I like Darius Slay better than Ramsey.
No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'd
Oh
agree
yeah,
with
dude.
that.
Oh yeah. I think. Hey man.
To be honest, I think Ramsey's
I don't think he's old. I think he's in his
overrated.
prime.
You know what? God, I wish we used to do YouTube back then, so I could sit here and watch you.
No,
beat your chest and
yes.
tell us how
yes.
fucking Jalen Ramsey's
No,
gonna be the one
hold
that
on.
wins him the Super Bowl.
Hold on. I agreed that before the Super Bowl, I said that I think
Jalen
he's
Ramsey was the best.
No,
quarterback in
I
football.
think he was overrated. He got blown out all the playoffs.
He's not wrong there.
Oh, he said that. You remember, eh?
No, I don't remember him saying that, but he's not lying about him getting fucking embarrassed.
After the Super Bowl, I was like, yeah, he got beat like a motherfucker.
Dude, he got beat in the
God bless.
championship game.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Darius Slay is now the best defensive back in the NFL.
I think Darius Slay is.
Now,
one of the
everybody will
top
be
guys.
done listening to us now. Anyways,
I think he's one of the top.
I
guys.
take Mike Ford over Darius Slay.
Anyways,
Anyways,
you'll see when the Eagles defense is ranked in the top 5 this year.
Jesus,
you'll see what
mother
I'm
of
talking
God.
about.
This is the most frustrating. I agree with you. The Eagles defense is the most improved defensive unit in the NFL. But will they outscore the Buffalo Bills in fantasy
I
team
hope so.
defense points?
I hope so.
But you know they won't.
I hope so.
But if you had to
They'll
bet,
be close.
if you had
They'll
to
be
bet
close.
your life to it right
They'll be
now,
close.
if you had to bet on it right now, who would outscore who?
They'll be close. That's all I can say. I wouldn't bet on it. They'll be close.
Thank you. I'll take that concession as a win for the
Okay.
Buffalo Bills. Anyways, how are we on time?
Hour 12.
I love the Eagles defense.
Okay. Do you want to say it 3 or 4 more times? You're like Woody from Toy
two
Story.
defenses that I think are going to be underrated this year. The first one will be Baltimore's. I don't think people expect them to be what they've been.
Baltimore's.
What? What are you laughing at?
Say Baltimore
Are
again.
you fucking making fun
Say
of me
Baltimore
again?
again.
Fuck you and him. You too, asshole.
The
Fuck you and
Baltimore
fuck you and
defense.
fuck you.
I think the Ravens
Fuck me?
defense is going
Fuck
to be
you.
a lot better than they were last year. I really do.
Contrary to popular belief, I agree with you that their defense will be better. I think they're.
Any NFC besides?
Do you want me to
Go in the
say it?
NFC.
Do you want me to say
Yeah.
what I've been thinking?
Go ahead. You think the 49ers defense is going to take a step back?
No, I'm not even talking. I'm talking about Baltimore.
Okay.
I think we could have a Baltimore Tampa Bay Super Bowl.
If Jackson's healthy, it's
That's an
possible.
interesting take.
If Jackson's healthy, it's possible.
Baltimore just looks really good right now.
On paper, dude, they look incredible.
Like really good.
Yeah.
Like really good.
I just think they're vastly improved.
And as far as
I
you
think
brought
Green
up,
Bay.
you brought up San Francisco. I think San Francisco as a whole is going to take a step back personally, but that's just me.
Well, if Trey Lance is fucking starting, I don't expect them to have the same year they had last year.
No.
If he's starting.
As far as fantasy goes, is there anything we missed for today that you wanted to bring up? Any specific player you want to talk about? A sleeper, a flyer, anything?
Jalen Hurts.
I swear to God, I've drafted him almost every mock,
Dude,
and I don't know.
I think Jalen Hurts is going to be
I know.
is going to tear it up. He's just that big question mark. He runs when he has to,
Right.
but he wants to throw the ball first. And I think Kyler Murray should do that too. Instead of trying to be cute like Pat Mahomes, he needs to look to throw.
Depend on the
first.
arm first.
Yes. Don't run around back there, and you're putting yourself at risk. And I still remember the game that Robert Griffin III was running around against the Baltimore Ravens, and Haloti Ngata landed that 350 on him and blew his leg out, and he was done and out of the league. And you know what? He is still in the league as a backup, and I did not know that.
Who is?
Griffin. Robert Griffin.
Whoa.
RG3.
There's no way.
RG3 is still in the league.
Isn't he a
as
commentator?
a backup.
Yeah.
He's a commentator now.
No, he's a backup. He was on somebody's roster.
No way.
He was
The
on
last time he was on the Ravens in 2020.
2020. Hello.
Hello.
Last year.
Hello. No, it wasn't. That
No.
was
Year before. Sorry.
it's
But
2023 here.
that's what happens when you run around and you try to be cute. You get to 350. And when you get to 350, you're done. Remember that.
I don't know why you're staring into my soul, but
Remember that.
okay.
When you get to 350, you're done.
What are you, about 30, 40 pounds away?
No, I'm about 100 away.
Oh.
But when you get to 350, you're done. You're done.
His beard
You get
actually
that
weighs him
landing
down a
on
little
top
bit.
of you with
Right.
force, you're done.
Bruce, anybody you want to touch on? A sleeper, guy you don't want to draft, a team, a unit, whatever.
A guy I don't want to draft?
Mm-hmm.
Derrick Henry.
Okay.
I
telling
swear to
you.
God,
Talk about
sometimes,
me.
Dude, I'm
sometimes listening
just
to Bruce
saying.
talk is like
I'm
masturbating
just
with a
saying.
cheese
If he's
grater.
there, I'll go for Austin Eckler. Like if I'm high enough.
Okay, but say the first 3 picks were Jonathan Taylor, Austin Eckler, and Christian McCaffrey. Who are you going to take?
Javonte Williams.
Over Najee Harris, Derrick Henry, and Joe Mixon.
Yep.
I'm going to need another one of these today.
That sleeper I put on the Instagram story was not for fantasy
I'm
reasons.
aware. I'm not.
Oh.
I'm aware. You just threw up some undersized white dude for the Lions. You probably have a hard on for, but anyway.
He's
Malcolm
actually,
Rodriguez.
He's
Speaking
actually
of
Mexican.
Rookie of the year.
so-
Speaking
Not
of
Mexican.
undersized, no, he's just got the last name Rodriguez. He's not actually.
Oh,
Mexican.
really?
Speaking of undersized white dudes that I have a hard on for, every draft this year, guess who I'm taking with my last pick? This year's the year.
I know who it is.
This year's the year.
Plays for the Jets.
Plays for the New York
I know
Jets,
who it is.
baby.
My boy, Braxton Berrios.
Braxton, I'm going to take you with every single last pick I have in every fantasy draft because
Once again, I'll tell you the story about the
this
training
is
camp
the
we went to
year.
with the New England Patriots and the Detroit Lions, and Braxton Berrios with Darius Slay out there and the rest of them guys got smoked against Braxton Berrios. My man was the best player on the field, and nobody could cover him, right or wrong.
1,000% right. And I'll be honest with you, Braxton Berrios puts up like 100 fantasy points a year consistently. Between returns.
I don't
his-
know
yeah.
why he doesn't get, because he's a little dude. He
Right.
doesn't get a lot of the play because he's not your prototypical 6'4" wide receiver because he's 5 foot nothing. But the guy, talent wise, runs great routes. He's quicker than fast, and he's just productive. Great hands, and he will lay out for a ball. He is not afraid to lay out for a ball.
I mean, I'm taking him. I don't give a fuck.
I like Braxton.
I do not give a fuck. I want Berrios on my team. I am Team Braxton.
Is that
God
sexy, though?
bless Braxton Berrios.
Is Braxton Berrios sexy?
He's sexy, dude.
He is so fucking. I mean, he's fucking.
He's sexy, dude.
He is sexy.
Listen, if you've seen him play like
Are
he
you
did
talking about
live,
him in person?
Listen,
Mo,
we've seen him
good
play.
looking dude, and
We-
watching him run routes.
Listen,
is
we've
sexy.
seen him play live against every DB on the Lions, dude. He smoked everybody.
I mean, that's not saying
Nobody
yeah,
could
you're
cover
talking
him.
about the Lions.
but he's sexy.
He was the best player on the field,
Same
bar
old
none.
Lions.
bar none. Best player on the field.
Yeah, I bet you.
And how they let him go, I was
Who? The Patriots?
yeah.
Because
They let him go for Gunnar. What's his name?
Gunnar
Olszewski?
Olszewski or
Whatever. That guy hasn't done dick in the NFL.
he's gone, I think.
He's not going to anyway.
Anyways, that's because Bill Belichick has an archaic way of thinking and is no longer a good general manager.
No,
but anyways,
'cause what it
But
is,
anyways,
They still had Julian Edelman, and they didn't want anybody to come in and steal his thunder. And I get it. Because I remember when they had my man, what's the dude?
Danny Amendola.
No, not Amendola. When New England had, what's his name, who had all them 100-yard seasons.
Wes Welker.
6 in a row. Wes Welker. He was the guy there. And they brought a guy in who's prototypically the same as him when they brought Edelman in.
Correct.
They drafted him. And they let Welker walk. So they had
Welker-
Welker's replacement.
They also let Welker walk when he was snorting immense amounts of cocaine at the Kentucky Derby. So
well, I listen. That's hearsay.
that's not hearsay. There's pictures of him snorting cocaine.
That's hearsay. I don't believe it.
There are.
God bless Wes Welker.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of the Tipped Balls podcast. Make sure, if you're listening to this, check us out on YouTube and mash that subscribe button. If you're watching this on YouTube and you click out of this browser without subscribing, I know where you live. Follow us on our socials. Instagram at Tipballs, Twitter at Tipballs, TikTok at Tipballs Podcast. If you haven't yet, check out our sister, whatever the fuck it is, Tipped Gaming, for all of your video gaming, people with computers to light up tower things and do Call of Duty. Check us out there at Tipped Gaming, at Bruce_Tugboat, at Tipped_Fuse. They have all of your gaming needs. And
nuts.
And the pudgy little white kid who's on the show here, he plays those video games. You can watch him on his Twitch at whatever the fuck it is. It's in their bio.
CZR50.
Whatever that means.
Caesar. Short for Caesar.
Anyways,
We were pretty productive today, no?
Modelo. Sophisticated beer.
That's it.
Modelo, if you're listening to this, sponsor us. I'll throw the Bud Light out tomorrow.
Besa
Cerveza.
más fina.
Thank you guys so much for listening. You'll see us next week.
Am I perfect?